What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I need to break down something that was brought to my attention when it comes to Luna and UST, right? Luna Classic and UST. There may be a little problem with UST and obviously Luna here and getting Luna back to where we want to get to. And a lot of people are mistaking that this needs to be paid off first before we can have everything situated. But basically, we will get into this breakdown and what needs to happen and probably what will happen in the end. So we'll talk about this. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. One of those links being my Profit Apparel store. So if you guys want to check out profitsapparel.com, click that link down below and you can get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie or something. Get ready for the fall. This question comes from basically the live stream that DJ Trev did in his in one of his previous videos, one of his previous lives. He talked to the Terra Rebels team, some of the Terra Rebels team. And Zaradar, hopefully I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, I'm going to say it this way the whole time. You can correct me in the comments and I'm sure we'll be fine. But he said something about $10 billion in bad debt. And this is what we got. We got a couple of screenshots here that I want to show you guys. And one of the screenshots you see here, you're going to see Zaradar mention that there's $10 billion in bad debt they have to clear from Luna Classics or Classic Luna chain. Is that all staking money owed? How has this been calculated? Who has to pay this off? All of those questions we need to find a way to answer. Then, EK826, it's UST. There's about 10 billion UST and it is trading at 3 cents. So the market cap is around 300 million. The difference is all bad debt in the system. We go to the next thing. Zaradar does respond. The point with the 10 billion is that if you look at the big CEXs, buying up the market to $1 or $1 USD is not a very big feat. It could probably be done for somewhere around 50 million USD, looking at the current 24-hour volume. However, once we reach $1, a lot of the investors will probably cash out, which in turn means that the price would start collapsing again unless someone defended the $1 mark. Considering the depeg event and the general high risk of the holding USTC right now, it stands to reason that we will have to consider 100% of the current supply to be exit capital. That will sell at $1 to recover their losses. And given how the current supply is like 9.8 billion, that means we need like 10 billion USD infused to burn through the bad debt in the system as a whole. So that really breaks it all down. And when we look at everything, so let's go here and let's go to CoinMarketCap and go to Terra Luna Classic. So we know that Terra Luna Classic, right? That's something in itself. The current price is 0.00008. Now, what they're taking from this and what some people are looking at this as is basically saying we have to restore USTC first before we can get to Terra Luna Classic. And the 3% or the 1.2% will not be implemented. And it will not take a large effect until that ends up happening. Well, that's not 100% the case, right? So I would imagine the reason why they are, and this is all speculation, but I would imagine the reason why they are putting the 1.2% in there is not to basically get to UST or get UST back to its peg state at the moment. It's to get Terra Classic back to a situation or back to a level to where it can support that peg state. Because if Terra Classic can't support that peg state, then USTC cannot survive at that $1 price point. So let me show you here as we go into USTC. Let's show you here. You're going to see, again, the circulating supply is 9.82 billion. Total, you're looking at 10.254 billion there. So that 10 billion is USTC. Now, understand this. this right now, the algorithm is not in place, or it's not active. It's still there, but it's not active. In order for this to get back to the level that it needs to get back to, you can't implement anything in USTC. You have to implement things in Terra Luna Classic, which supports USTC. However, as you do see that to a level to where it can support USTC, that now turns the minting feature back on, right? If they're going to do it that way. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it, but if they're going to do it that way, it turns the minting feature on so that you can take out some coins, support the USTC level. But the point is that we need Terra Classic to get back to a certain level in order for USTC to get to the level of being at a repegged state, right? Now, the only other option that I can see that they do is with the 1.2%, instead of, burning off all of, Terra Luna Classic, which I would imagine that's what they're going to do, a certain amount keeps getting burned off for USTC until you get to a point to where it's reasonable, right? If you get down to a point where it's like 1 million or 1 billion, supply, well, now you're looking at a different situation to where you can easily get back there, because 1 billion obviously is a lot of money, but you can get back to 1 billion easier than you can get back to 10 billion. Now, it's just insanely tough to see which direction they're going to go and how they're going to go about that, because even though they have the 10 billion in bad debt that they need to pay off, how are they going to gather that money? Because the 1.2% is going to be implemented within Terra Luna Classic to burn off this. And the only other option that I've seen when I look at repegging both of them, and hopefully you follow this, the only other option that I see when it comes to repegging both of them is by getting Terra Luna Classic back to a reasonable price so that it's higher than the price of USTC. If it's considerably higher than USTC, you can make an impact. If Terra Luna Classic is up to a level of $1 or more, you can make a large impact in minting some coins if you wanted to. And you don't need to mint trillions of coins as long as things are sort of stable within the markets. If you get Terra Luna Classic back up to, let's say, $10, now with every Terra Luna Classic that you end up minting, that's $10 that goes into USTC. So that's going to affect the price in a big way, because USTC is only at 3 cents. How much are you going to buy worth of Terra or USTC? With $3 you'll buy 100 of USTC. With $6 and $9 you'll buy 300 USTC. So obviously you'll be able to buy more as the price of Terra Luna or Terra Luna Classic rises. So it's definitely a difficult situation. I don't know how they're going to get to the point to where they pay back the bad debt, but the bad debt is all Terra Classic USD. And the main thing they're trying to do is basically get it back to a repeg state. The algorithm was in place and should still be in place. It's just not active, right? And when it does become active, well, now you have that bad debt to where Terra Luna Classic is now going to remint coins in order to get Terra Classic USD back to the level that it's supposed to be, back to that repeg state. Hopefully all of this is making sense. I know it gets confusing, but we still don't have answers as to how we're going to pay off that bad debt, but it's not to the level to where it's like, hey, you need to pay off this bad debt first, or the 1.2% will not be implemented. No, the 1.2% will be implemented, but to get everything to a healthy state, you need to pay off that $10 billion in bad debt. Understand that no coin has financial statements. They may have budgets within the ecosystem, but no coin has financial statements. So you don't truly have bad debt. It's just bad debt on the chain because of the algorithm that was in place. Does that make sense? So that's the way that I'm interpreting it. And I hope that is the way. I hope we do get answers as to how we're going to pay off that bad debt there. And hopefully it's the way that I just expressed, to where Terra Luna Classic is the kind of the gateway to getting back to a repeg state for USTC. Anyways, hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Hopefully I did break it down in a good way. I feel like at some points I confused myself just because I say Terra Luna Classic and Terra Classic USD and, you know, Lunatics token and, you know, either Luna T and Luna C and all this other stuff that's out there. I feel like I confused myself so much. So hopefully I said all the right stuff. But make sure you guys hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think about this whole situation. If it's you know, eye-opening, if you think that USTC you have to make the impact there, or we have to make the impact somewhere else. Anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one.